With Vince Gill and Ricky, I think the whole relationship kind of revolves around bluegrass.
At 68, Patti Loveless finally opened up about her longtime professional and personal connection with Vince Gill. And what she revealed goes far beyond what fans have seen on stage or heard on the radio. For decades, both artists have shared the spotlight in country music, collaborating on songs, performances, and tours that defined an era. Yet behind the fame and applause, their relationship carried nuances that the public rarely understood. Loveless's reflections weren't about drama or scandal. Instead, they highlighted mutual respect, artistic challenges, and moments of personal growth that shaped her as a performer. She spoke candidly about how working alongside Vince Gill pushed her boundaries, inspired her vocal evolution, and taught her lessons in patience, professionalism, and dedication that few outside their circle could truly grasp. For fans, this revelation is compelling not because it's shocking, but because it's authentic. In an industry often obsessed with headline-worthy conflicts or flashy narratives, Loveless chose honesty and reflection. She acknowledged that the path to creative collaboration is rarely smooth, and that true partnership sometimes involves struggle, adjustment, and quiet compromise. Her words offer a rare glimpse into the human side of country music legends, showing how two artists can maintain respect, friendship, and influence over decades, even when the cameras aren't rolling and the spotlight isn't on them. This is the story of talent, integrity, and enduring connection, told by someone who lived it. Patti Loveless's journey in country music has always been defined by authenticity, discipline, and a quiet determination that set her apart from her peers. From the very beginning, she understood that talent alone was never enough. It had to be paired with dedication, adaptability, and the willingness to learn from those around her. Her collaboration with Vince Gill, which began early in her career, became one of the defining relationships that shaped both her artistry and her approach to performance. Working with Vince was never about simply sharing the stage. It was a rigorous learning experience. Vince Gill, known for his meticulous attention to musical detail, demanded precision, emotion, and consistency. For Patti, who had already faced the challenges of navigating a male-dominated industry, this presented both an opportunity and a test. She quickly realized that performing alongside someone of Vince's caliber required not only skill but emotional intelligence, the ability to listen, respond, and grow in real time. Over countless rehearsals, recording sessions, and tours, Patti absorbed lessons that went far beyond technical vocal technique. She watched how Vince approached songwriting, how he handled pressure, and how he maintained professionalism even during long, exhausting schedules. These observations influenced her own decisions on stage and in the studio, teaching her the subtle ways in which a performer could command attention without overshadowing collaborators or compromising the integrity of the music. Yet, their relationship wasn't without its challenges. Two strong-willed artists working in close proximity inevitably faced moments of tension, creative disagreement, and differing interpretations of songs. For Patti, these moments were never personal. They were opportunities to refine her craft, sharpen her instincts, and understand the nuances of collaboration at the highest level. Vince's feedback, sometimes direct and uncompromising, became a roadmap for improvement rather than a source of conflict. What stands out in Patti's reflection is how she frames these experiences decades later. At 68, she speaks not with resentment or defensiveness, but with gratitude. She acknowledges that the intensity of working with Vince Gill pushed her to levels she might not have reached alone. Those challenging moments, she notes, were essential for her growth, shaping her voice, her stage presence, and her understanding of how to connect with an audience authentically. Fans who have followed her career may recognize this influence in the evolution of her music. Songs that once showcased raw emotion now carry a depth and control that reflect years of collaboration, observation, and learning. Patti's vocal phrasing, timing, and ability to convey nuanced storytelling owe much to the professional environment created alongside Vince, where excellence was the standard and authenticity was the goal. Importantly, Patti also touches on the emotional side of collaboration. Beyond the technical aspects, working with Vince Gill required trust, patience, and a willingness to embrace vulnerability. In a world where performance is often reduced to spectacle, The ability to be genuine on stage while maintaining technical precision is rare. Their partnership demonstrated that mutual respect and understanding could coexist with ambition and high standards. By speaking now, Patty Loveless clarifies misconceptions about her relationship with Vince Gill. There was never rivalry or animosity, despite what some rumors may have suggested over the years. Instead, their bond was rooted in shared dedication to music, an appreciation for each other's talents, and the mutual drive to create performances that would resonate long after the final note. Her reflections remind audiences that behind the public image of country music stars lies a world of discipline, learning, and mentorship. The relationships that appear seamless on stage often involve years of effort, adjustment, and mutual influence. For Patty Loveless, Vince Gill was not just a collaborator. He was a teacher, a mirror, and a source of inspiration whose impact continues to shape her artistry even decades later. Over the years, Patty Loveless came to realize that her connection with Vince Gill extended beyond the stage and studio. It became a blueprint for understanding collaboration in any creative environment. Observing his dedication to music, she noticed the patience, humility, and consistency required to sustain a long-lasting career. Vince's work ethic wasn't flashy. It was deliberate, meticulous, and quietly influential. Patty learned that true mastery often comes from repetition, attention to detail, and a willingness to refine endlessly. Lessons she later applied to her own performances. Their interactions weren't always easy, but that was part of what made them meaningful. There were moments when a note didn't land perfectly, a harmony needed adjustment, or a lyrical interpretation required reconsideration. Each of these instances became a teaching moment. Vince's approach was never punitive. It was focused on growth. Patty often recalls that he challenged her in ways that tested her patience and resilience. But those challenges ultimately strengthened her skills and confidence. The dynamic between them also highlighted an important aspect of professional respect. Vince Gill didn't demand attention for himself. Instead, he elevated those around him, creating an environment where every artist could shine while maintaining the integrity of the music. For Patty, this demonstrated the power of mentorship in action. It wasn't about competition or ego, it was about bringing out the best in each other. That lesson shaped how she later approached collaborations with other musicians, producers, and band members throughout her career. Patty also recognized how rare such relationships are in an industry, often driven by rivalry and spectacle. Many performers compete for recognition, resources, and airtime, but she and Vince found a rhythm that prioritized art over personal gain. This understanding gave her a new perspective on her career, reminding her that success is not just measured by awards or chart positions, but by the quality and depth of the work and the bonds formed along the way. Speaking candidly at 68, Patty emphasized the emotional dimension of their collaboration. Working with Vince required vulnerability, openness, and trust, qualities that are easy to overlook when fans only see polished performances. That trust allowed her to experiment, take risks, and grow as a vocalist, knowing that feedback came from a place of experience and care. It also reinforced the idea that artistic growth is inseparable from human connection. Technical skill alone is not enough to create memorable, resonant performances. Over time, Patty realized that much of the public's perception of her relationship with Vince was incomplete. Fans assumed rivalry where there was respect, distance where there was mentorship, and tension where there was dedication to craft. Her decision to speak up now is about correcting that perception, not with sensationalism but with clarity and honesty. She wants audiences to understand that their connection was built on shared passion, professionalism, and a commitment to excellence, rather than conflict or controversy. The impact of that partnership can be traced in subtle ways throughout Patty's career. Her phrasing, vocal control, and emotional delivery all reflect lessons absorbed during years of collaboration with Vince. Songs that carry both power and nuance are products not just of talent, but of repeated guidance, observation, and constructive feedback. These skills, honed in the crucible of professional rigor, allowed her to tackle increasingly challenging material with confidence and authenticity. Beyond technical mastery, Patty's reflection highlights the importance of mentorship in sustaining longevity in the music industry. A supportive, skilled, and challenging collaborator can shape an artist's trajectory in ways that accolades alone cannot. Vince Gill's influence on Patty exemplifies this principle. His guidance created an environment where she could thrive, learn, and ultimately find her voice not just as a performer, but as an enduring artist with integrity. Finally, her words serve as a reminder that behind every CE, the contributions of others. This perspective influenced not only her vocal performances but also her interactions with other artists, producers, and industry professionals. Patty learned that leadership in music isn't about asserting dominance. It's about fostering an environment where creativity can flourish. Watching Vince model that balance between skill, humility, and encouragement taught her how to maintain her own standards without alienating collaborators. She discovered that patience and empathy were as essential as talent, and that understanding someone's strengths and limits could make the difference between a good performance and an unforgettable one. There were, of course, challenges along the way. Being held to Vince's high expectations sometimes felt intimidating, especially in the early stages of their collaboration. Moments of doubt and self-criticism were inevitable, but Patty gradually recognized that these challenges were opportunities in disguise. Each critique, each carefully considered suggestion, pushed her to refine her technique and expand her emotional range. The discomfort she felt at the time ultimately became a source of growth, shaping her into a more confident, versatile performer. Patty's reflections also highlight the importance of communication and trust in collaboration. Over time, she and Vince developed an unspoken understanding of each other's styles, instincts, and approaches. That trust allowed them to take creative risks, experiment with harmonies, and explore emotional depth in ways that might not have been possible with less familiar or supportive collaborators. Their synergy demonstrated that long-term artistic partnerships require both technical skill and emotional intelligence, the ability to listen, adapt, and respond with authenticity. By speaking openly now, Patty challenges misconceptions about her relationship with Vince Gill. For years, the public narrative was shaped by assumptions, rumors, and incomplete information. Some speculated about rivalry or tension, interpreting professional rigor as personal conflict. Patty's honesty reframes this narrative, emphasizing respect, shared passion, and a commitment to craft rather than drama. She illustrates how collaborative growth often occurs behind the scenes, unseen by audiences, yet profoundly influential in shaping an artist's career. Her perspective also underscores the broader reality of creative work in any field. Success is rarely a solo achievement. Behind every polished performance are countless hours of mentorship, guidance, constructive criticism, and mutual influence. Patty's acknowledgement of Vince's role in her development is a testament to the power of these relationships and a reminder that artistic excellence is often cultivated through collaboration, patience, and shared vision. Additionally, Patty emphasizes how this collaboration reinforced her personal values as an artist. She learned that integrity, preparation, and dedication are non-negotiable, and that success built on these principles is more enduring than fleeting recognition. The lessons she absorbed from Vince's mentorship continue to influence not just her music but her professional conduct, decision-making, and understanding of what it means to be a true artist in a competitive industry. Ultimately, Patty Loveless's reflections reveal that her connection with Vince Gill was never about headline-grabbing drama. It was about the quiet, often unseen influence of a mentor who demanded excellence while providing guidance and support. Their relationship, marked by mutual respect, challenge, and shared dedication to craft, became a defining element of her career and a lasting source of inspiration. Through her honesty, Patty offers a rare glimpse into the realities of artistic growth, showing that some of the most significant lessons come not from applause, but from the patient guidance of those who believe in your potential and push you to reach it. In looking back on her long career, Patty Loveless now views her collaboration with Vince Gill as one of the most formative experiences of her professional life. At 68, she speaks not with nostalgia alone, but with clarity and appreciation for the lessons that shaped her both as an artist and as a person. What she experienced alongside Vince was more than music. It was mentorship, guidance, and a standard of excellence that challenged her to grow beyond what she initially thought possible. Patty emphasizes that their professional bond was built on trust and respect. qualities often overlooked in a celebrity-driven industry. Vince's insistence on authenticity and precision pushed her to refine her craft, while his encouragement helped her embrace vulnerability in ways that strengthened her performances. These lessons weren't always comfortable, but they were essential. The process taught her that growth often comes from challenge, not comfort, and that true artistry requires both discipline and emotional honesty. By sharing her experience now, Patty reframes what many might have misinterpreted over the years. Their relationship was never competitive or fraught with tension, despite rumors or assumptions from fans and media. Instead, it was a model of collaboration, where each artist elevated the other. Patty's acknowledgement of Vince's influence highlights the importance of mentors in the creative process, reminding audiences that even the most talented individuals benefit profoundly from guidance, support, and constructive challenge. Her reflections also offer a rare glimpse into the long-term effects of professional partnerships. Skills honed under Vince's direction, from vocal control to emotional nuance, became foundational to her later successes. Moreover, the confidence she gained in these early collaborations allowed her to approach subsequent projects with authority, composure, and the ability to navigate the complexities of a demanding industry. The lessons learned were as much about personal resilience as they were about musical performance. Patty's honesty underscores another truth about creative work. Meaningful influence is often invisible. Fans see the final product, the polished performance, the accolades, and the charts. They rarely see the mentorship, the rehearsal room corrections, or the subtle guidance that shapes an artist's choices and character. By speaking now, Patty not only honors Vince Gill, but also acknowledges the quiet, formative processes that allow exceptional work to emerge. Processes that often leave no immediate mark on the public, but remain critical in shaping an enduring career. Finally, this reflection serves as a broader lesson for audiences and aspiring artists alike. Excellence requires patience, dedication, and the willingness to embrace challenges. Relationships with mentors, collaborators, and peers can leave lasting impacts, shaping skills, values, and perspectives in ways that far outlast fleeting fame. For Patty Loveless, her years of collaboration with Vince Gill were transformative. A reminder that true growth comes from trust, challenge, and shared commitment to a craft greater than oneself. In the end, Patty Loveless's story is not about controversy, scandal, or sensational revelations. It is about respect, mentorship, and the quiet influence that shapes lasting artistry. By finally speaking up at 68, she offers clarity, insight, and inspiration, a testament to the enduring power of collaboration and the lessons learned from those who push us to become the best versions of ourselves. Her words stand as a reminder that behind every celebrated artist lies a network of relationships, experiences, and guidance that quietly shape the music, the career, and the legacy we admire.